And please feel free to ask any question and interrupt during the presentation because I may not see your hand raise. So before starting, like normal, that there's some pre for training things. Please complete this training for the basic Fury navigation stuff related things. So and in the end of the presentation, there's a link given for the survey. Please feel free to uh, mention your remarks on that thing. Okay. So all of you and especially Emmy, I just tried to club both of the presentation relating to 04 and 02 because half details are in first presentation and the half is in the second. So tomorrow's session and today's session I just clubbed together and we'll go together and let's see. Maybe we finished today all the things. If something remaining, then we'll go for these remaining things tomorrow. But hopefully things will be done today. So, okay. And again, where the things are there, I have to show you so anyone can. So you can go to the finance drive, then corporate accounting, then process document. And we have some document SAP training, this one. And here you will find all the previous one and today's one folders. Like today we will discuss 004 for GM and 002 for GM. So together because half things are in one presentation and half is there. So I just club together. We'll go through all the things. And in the end, we just go through the slides. If something missed, we can discuss. So, and last thing that this Excel file has all the users detail. So in case you want to try it for the training purpose. So the server name is 31 SE Rise HANA, and here is the username in column B, and column C has the password with the names. But if your names are not there, you can still use anyone's name. So having said this, okay, I'm already there. I'm closing this thing. And like in my previous presentation, in the folder, I just add one Excel file for the reference. And here I have. So anything I discussed during the presentation training, you will find in this Excel file. Like this, I made it. I made a couple of sheets. It's topic wise. Reports are there. So any reports I found during the presentation in the training, I just mentioned it here. You can try it also there. And I will keep adding if something I find out later on. So report GM upload. And there's one folder, this one file which I have to, I think it's file template. So this is for the template. We'll use it for the uploading purpose. Okay, all right. So grant in S/4HANA, a grant is a key object in SAP S/4HANA grant management module used to manage funds provided by external sponsor like government, donor, or organization for a specific purpose. Or in a simple words, you can say that a grant represents funding received with specific condition on how and where it must be used. Key characteristic of grant is sponsor driven, means comes from a sponsor that we receive from some sponsor like Ministry of Health or some other hospital. Purpose, very specific purpose, must be used for defined activities. Time bound, has a start and end date. Budget control, budget is assigned and monitored. And compliance focus must follow sponsor rules and reporting requirement, means that on certain uh, GL account or expense we can use for any grant. So it's very specific according to the sponsor requirement. We have to follow this thing. As any of the modules, there are areas like first of all the master data, then we have transactions, and in the end reporting. So it is same like for the grant. When we say sponsor data, we must have sponsor, means from where we are getting the funds, like in Ministry of Health or MOH we call it, or from any other organization we can get. So we call in FM or GM module sponsor. And grant as that, like it's for the specific purpose, like example is research funding for 2025. Sponsor program could be any program like oncology, research study. So there are different sponsor program, but in our you can say the configuration, we just go for the generic one. We have only one for the research. It's program 42. I'll show you. So for sponsor program, we just use one of them, but we may use any other. We can create new programs. And third is sponsor class. Sponsor class are nothing, but you can say that GL accounts. So like in FI financial, we use a GL account. In grants, it is called sponsor class. So these are the some of the basic things. So these are the also you can say that the master data. Graph, we saw this in so many trainings. Same thing like how we can align, we can say that how we can align the GM things with the FI. It's just for our understanding, like for GL account in grants, we call it sponsor classes. So when we call a sponsor class, it's mean GL account. So you will see that in sponsor class, when we select, it's not exactly the GL account number, but the name of the GL account or sponsor class. So we mapped the GL account with that name. Sponsor program, as I mentioned, that it is only we use a generic sponsor program, that is 42 for the research. And for the FM program, same thing. We have to use, as now FM is attached to all of the modules like GL, PS, project system. Same thing with grant. So if FM is integrated to all of the modules. So if we don't have the values of any value of the FM funds management, then we have to provide the default value like we did in controlling overhead and GL. For commitment items, we always mention 2999. For fund center, we put FC default. Funded program, we mention it NR. And functional area remain the same. So these are some of the values which we must provide to run or to post the entries. So default values is the same purpose. We will do the same convention. I will show you when we are entering any grant. And yeah, so now it is of everything. The topic, it start with the sponsor master data, how to make a sponsor. So we'll go through one by one all of the things. As I mentioned that I made this one, like we go first, we make a grant. To make a grant, it will cover all the master data. We create a business partner, or you can say it a sponsor. And with that, one by one, we'll check all the master data. So just your SAP GUI app. So first of all, we have to make a sponsor. So make a sponsor, there are two ways to make a sponsor. One from scratch, like new sponsor, you can create it, or you can use already which already made in the system by any of the hospital, like GL account. If GL account is open, you can extend to your company code. Same thing with the sponsor. Yeah, you have the option to make a new BP, or sponsor, or you can use the current one. So we have the list of this one, and again this is in that Excel file, you can find it. So these are already the business partner or BP in short. These are already there. So these are, you can say, the collection of the business partners made by all of the hospital, including us. So these are the lists. So if your sponsor is not new, most probably you will find it. You will just with Control F, you can find any of the name.
Ali,
Yeah, yeah.
are these the new ones, like what people created for the go live, or is this what was
No,
previously in the system?
yeah, previously in the system.
Okay, so it might change a little bit, but
Yeah,
yeah,
add
okay.
most probably. Yeah, you're right. So maybe there are some added,
But
people
we can
have
update
added
it
more.
after. Yeah.
Yes, we can ask them to provide the latest and we can update. Yes, you're right. After go live, just remind me. We can ask Mustaqim to send this file. Okay, and maybe if there's some Fury app, something we can find out. I will research on this thing. Okay, so these are the business partner which are already in the system. So one option is that we can extend to our company code. For example, what I'm saying is like this 2006, we go to the business partner T code, it's BP, simply write BP, just paste it. Okay. So you have couple of option to find it with the you can search business partner with the number or the search term. So different options. So when we make it, so I always search with the search term, but it's up to you. There are different things if you know the address, because maybe you know the address of the business partner, but you don't remember anything. So you can select address and put the address. Maybe it will fetch data from the database. So we go with the number like this, press start. So if we double click on this thing, so it will show that it is created in the system, but with the company code 1100, not with us 1800. So there's two ways you can create a new one, copy all the things and make your new one, but with slight name can be same, but the number will be different then. So the best option is that if BP is already in the system, and so just extend to your company code. So one approach is this. So we'll go with this approach first of all. So it is there, just select us F F small, click edit button. So you want to give it a company, you can give a company, and this is a search option. So again, it's up to you. So I write this thing because why? Whenever I want to search my business partner in the search term, I write MGH. So it will bring all the business partner relating to MGH. And it's search item number 2 with 1800. You can also say. So these are the basic mandatory field, the address thing you must fill out and the language thing. So these are the mandatory things you have to find out. And other than this, there are different fields which are not mandatory, but you can always, if you want to add something for your reference purpose, you can always add this thing. Okay, so this is that. Now we have to go to company code. First of all, it will ask, yeah, it will allow us to go. So here again, there sometimes when you enter, it will not allow to enter it. Then there's another way to do this thing. Let's see whether it allows. Enter your company code and this gray out thing will become available for entering the data. So enter your company code, press enter. So if it is coming, good. Otherwise, there's another way to do it. So reconciliation account is same for all the BP. It will come automatically. So nothing to do. Again, static sign means that mandatory. So here you have to mention that it's again for the reporting purpose, foreign, domestic, up to you. So it will not affect any kind of thing, but just for the reporting purpose. So we select A1 and third and fourth. So there are two mandatory fields. Two are here and two in the next. So payment terms, we select 1,000, but they are different. You can select accordingly, but because it's a sponsor, we receive a payment. So we always record this thing. And record, this is mandatory field, we have to select this thing. And other than this, nothing. So in case if you cannot, your company code is not coming here and you are extending it, so come here, uh, press, just write down 1800 here, just like it is there, press create button, it will create and then adopt. So sometime it will not allow it, so then there's another way to do this thing. Company date, company was entered but not will be not to you relevant to cancel, yes. Okay, let's see. There's one more thing we have to add. It's in sponsor, I believe. Let's see. It will allow us to go there or not. Data saver, yes. Okay. So there is one more thing. There's a grant related tab, which sometimes this one. So you have to play around with this thing. Company code, general data, and these three things. Sponsor, FI, customer. So this thing I'm just looking for grant basic data, or probably it has this. Yeah. So here you also have to attach this external grant because we are extending it, so already there. But when we are creating a new one, then we have to attach this thing. And same thing if it is related to pass through, we can attach pass through as well. So we'll see that with the new when we make a sponsor from the step one. So this is how we extend this thing. These are the mandatory fields we have to just use for the creating a new or extending previous one sponsor.
And just a note on this one, I think when you add grant type, it's actually important. I'm pretty sure because when you create a grant, I think you can and you want to attach a sponsor, you can only create a grant type that is within the grant sponsor. Am I correct on that, Ali?
Yes, 100%. You will find error on
So
this
like
thing,
for
and you
research, you would add research as a grant type, or for capital, you would add capital as a grant type, or else it won't. When you create the grant in GM, it won't attach to the sponsor. It will need to be updated.
yes. So like this one, external grant. So it will, I think, allow, but for the safe side, we'll attach RE as well. So go to edit button. Oh, so problem is that because we are using someone else, so are not exist. So they have attached a external fund as well. So we have to create an external fund, a new one, then attach this thing. Okay. Mm. So we make a new external fund and attach to that. So this is a second step we have to do this, but as this error comes, so we'll do it now. To make a fund, it's the T code is FM5I. Go back. So if you want to make open a new one, /O. So /O means opening a new tab. Okay. Okay, so the convention, just for the knowledge, is that what we are following, that the sponsor BP name, we put this thing at the end, and at the start, if it is external funding, we add 600 1 like this. For the external is 6, and when it start with 4, it's mean internal funding. So this is the convention we are following. So like this one we use, as we are using, so we write 6001, and then we go to just copy paste root 0006, enter it. So name, you can write any name, but just for the purpose of, so it's up to you. If you receive a funds from the same sponsor, you can make a new fund 6002 and again the BP number. So it's up to you. So valid from, so today is 4. So it's up to you when you want to make it. For example, you can write fund type. Here is the important thing that we have to mention, that it's external. Authorization is not here, is the customer number, like what we are making, and
I
we can
think for
mention
valid
this.
from, we usually use like a really old date and then valid to like a date way in the future because likely these won't expire. So I think
Okay.
you'd probably only want to
No.
do the valid to as very specific dates if there's like a reason why a sponsor would expire or something.
Okay. So like, let's see, it will allow us to
Something
do or
like
not.
that.
Something like this. Okay, and the customer, we can put the reference, although it is not mandatory, but then it is linked with this fund. So you can always do like this, save it. Let's see if there is some error. So it is the external fund is created. So copy this, go back to the our where we are creating this thing. So we mentioned our external fund. So now I think in some of the templates by default it is coming, it is attached with this business partner, this fund. So we save it. It is saved. That's it. And we extended a new. So we can write it down like we made just for the reference. Maybe we need it. So we make external this, and we make a external fund like this, display just to confirm. Yes. So external fund is there. So this is BP, we know that, and this is external fund. So now we create a new sponsor. So just to remind that we are doing the first step, master data. We are creating a master data for the grant management. So some of the things we can make and some of the things MMC already did, and we don't have the authorization, like in case of sponsor classes. So this is we extended, now we try a new one. So let's see how difficult it is. Go to BP. So find is there, but we don't want to find it. We make again for AP. I think when they are creating, they make a person, some of the BP, because some of the doctors, they have to make a business partner for the payments for that. But our is, I think, always organization. We receive funds from the organization, not from any particular person. But if case, we can always use this. Click this thing. So this icon is for the new, and it is same for all the T codes. When you find this thing, it's mean new. Even if you're creating a GL account, you will find this icon symbol. So we are creating an organization. So we are creating first of all FI customer, create, and here is the sponsor, grant sponsor. So these things you have to just remember. These are the important FI customer and grant sponsor grouping. For AP, they use something for doctors, patients, and different thing, but for us is always a grant sponsor. So these things, again, the validity as Amy mentioned, yes, it has a big for 9 infinity, you can say. So organization, we can write it like ABC and GH. Okay. For terms, again, for searching purpose, it's easy for you to search whenever you make a new. And okay, so address, anything you can write. Postal code, area, and the language. So these are the mandatory. Press E. It will. So it looks good. Other than this, there is nothing. There's only the grant related thing attribute, which we'll find. So save it. Then we get the BP number. Then we go and edit with the response. Either save it or go. Let's see. If we go here, it will ask us to save before. Let's see what will happen. Yeah, it took us. So 1800 again. We can write 1800. Press enter. It will open this reconciliation account. Reconciliation is save. And payment term is this. And this is the fourth one important thing. Save it. Now the last thing is I just write it down for my reference purpose. Okay, now we have to attach this, the one Emmy mentioned, the attributes, grant attribute, otherwise it will not allow. So this is something you have to just play around this thing. There's no proper way to find the attribute. It will come here, grant attribute, and most probably you have to press edit button. Why? Because we already saved it. That's why edit button. And if you cannot find here the grant attribute, try to go sponsor. So that's what I'm saying, that you have to just to switch from FI to sponsor, select general data and the company code sales. So you will find where it is. So sponsor is there. Now I press general data. Let's see. I will find this thing. Yeah, I'll find this. So sometime it will take so much time to find this thing. So see, IDC rate, you can attach by default this thing, but not required. We'll see that when we are covering this portion. So grant type. So external grant and research, at least these are the mandatory. That's a special purpose pass through. So normally we use these two, and the other one is pass through as well. Okay, so we did not attach anything in the grant, so it should not give any error in this thing. Let's see. Okay, just we have to provide the date for this. You can always press this check button. It will provide you the error or message before saving. So just press these things. Yeah. Why? Because although we did not, it's not mandatory, but you can always attach the external fund. So in the previous one, because some other company or organization has made and they attach it, that's why it gave the error. But otherwise, it's not mandatory, but you can attach it. Yes. And remember this, your company code should be there. Otherwise, it will give error. And this you will face it when you are extending it. For the new one, always yours company code will be here. So just save it. So we make a new business partner, or in other words, sponsor. We make a sponsor from where we are getting the funds, grant, Ministry of Health or some other hospital. So first step is done. Second step is, this is the first step for the master data. Second step is to create a fund. So we saw this external one. So let's go for the internal one. Okay, so the code is FM5I slash and take to the at the back. So FM5I. So again, the convention is 4 is for the internal funding. So 4001, and after that we have to mention BP number. So we made this one. Write down, enter it, and you can customer for fund. We can find the customer name here. So I will show you how to search the. So this we made. Save, everything is saved. We go back. I just want to show you the purpose of this search term. So whenever you already made a business partner, you want to search it. So search a business partner with the search term. Go here. And as we enter MGH in this search term 1 and 1800, so all the business partner which has this, it will bring. So a couple of them are before as well. I made it. So this is the one we made it. So just double click this thing. It will bring all the details. So this is our going back to the internal. We are creating now internal fund. So in valid form, you can find this thing. Fund type here, the system will know that which is this for, because 4 doesn't mean that the system knows that. 4 is for the internal. So here from the type, it will define that which fund, what is this for. And again, customer, if you want to attach, you can always attach. You can come here, search your, or otherwise put your number. So in search term, just MGH. So anything when you're creating BP, you put MGH, it will bring all the. So this is the good thing about search term. So this is the one. That's it. Application for the wellness update. Validity is not allowed. 1800. 1800. Validity earlier than this 001 1800 is not earlier than this. I think when we are creating the BP, we have written something. Probably that's the reason. So we made an internal fund. We'll use this thing later on in any of the example. So just for the reference purpose, we are just writing this one. Okay. Also. So sometimes it is handy if you have the things for the testing purpose. Okay. So then we have to create a. So these tools main master data we created. Now we are going inside the grant management and we'll see if you remember the main master data things. Sponsor we already made. Now we are just going into the grant, and in grant we'll find these two things. So these are the main components you can say that or master data to do or post entry in the grant management. So now we are going in the so the T code is GM grant. So close that window. We'll just use one window /m GM grant. Okay. So there are two ways to create. One is that you can copy from the same thing, like you for any other object in SAP, you copy from the previous one or make a new one. So benefit is that for copying from the previous one, that you will not miss anything. That's the good thing. And creating a new one, first time you will learn it. Let's see. We go with the difficult approach. We just make our. So again, this option is to create grant number. Number will automatically come. We make this thing as external grant. So from there, whenever we add this external fund or BP number, so the link is this. If we did not attach at that time, so it will give error. So we have to while we are creating a sponsor, so grant type should be attached. If we did not, then we have to go back, alter the BP, and just to show you how to alter a BP as well, just O BP, find any grant, and if you miss somehow, just find your BP, and again you can always change the things. When it is not gray out means you can add anything and save it, and if it is gray out you can always press this thing, edit button. This is okay. And copied from, we can copy from any other grant. Let's see. So now this is the basic thing. Now when you press enter, so these gray out fields will become open for the entry. So mandatory fields are there. So name, we can write this grant we are receiving from Ministry of Health, and the purpose is test. Okay. Grant currency would be CAD. Grant value, let's take 100,000. Validity. So this validity, when you're uploading, especially the funds, the budget file, then this thing will create a problem for you. So just remember what date you are placing it here. Same date should be there when you are uploading the file. Otherwise, you will face so much problem. So just for our purpose, or not forgot, we just take the, although we can change it, we can increase according to our need, just, but for the our purpose simplicity, we just mention it this for 2 years. Okay, that's it. I think mandatory fields are there. ABC control. So this is for the controlling budget. So main, as we discussed in the first into the introduction, that we have some funds we receive from the sponsor. We have limit of this thing. We don't want, we can spend more than this thing. So we have to put the ABC control on this thing. So they are different level, but only one is operational and we are using that one. It's the grant level, the number 4, level 4. So in that what happened, as I mentioned, sponsor class is just like GL class. Like if we have, for example, 2 GL class we attach to this grant. So the budget will, whenever we are entering any data, ABC will be on the GL level. But when we select this thing, grant level, so the system will check as a total. how much is the budget we have and how much we are posting. So with the total amount, regardless how many sponsor class we have, regardless we have distributed how much to each sponsor class. So that's the one which we are using currently, and that is the one which is active. Tolerance profile, we are using is Z5, something like that's the one. So in this tolerance profiles, what happened that we receive warning when the budget scores actual goes more than 80% of the budget. Like if we have 100,000 grant amount or budget amount, so whenever there is 81,000 or anything beyond 80,000, you will get a warning that you are near to and your budget is going to be consumed, or you are just to alert you that remaining balance is there. We'll see that when we are entering. And 100% is a hard stop. You cannot make any entry once you consume 100% your budget. And no, I think this payroll exemption in this, the good thing is that for the cost center, anything relating to payroll entry, profit and loss, the budget will ABC will not apply on this thing. So we go with this. Reference, you can write any reference, whatever you want to write, you can add it, up to you. Some hospital use it for the USD grant, but it's open text thing. You can write any reference you want to enter it. Responsibility, you can add any username if you want. Again, it's just for the reference purpose, nothing more than this. It will not affect, and it is not mandatory, but you can mention your name, your colleague name who are maintaining. You can edit this thing. You can search with the ID. You will find with the ID name. Posting, the purpose of this, that if you want to, that this grant, no one can post anything you want to block, you can press this one, it will block everything. So no one can enter in this grant, any posting will not be happen. Or specifically, if you want to block it, like for purchase requisition, you don't want, you can simply select this thing, block yes. So no one can enter purchase requisition. And same thing with this purchase order payments. So according to your needs, you can block the things. Budget. So that's the important thing. You must know that there are certain phase in the grant. Okay, first of all, we enter this thing, then I will show you the stages. Variant. So for us is the, I think Z3, Z4 something, May to April, Z3 I think. April to March 4 years, yes. Because V3 is our company variant and grant variant is Z3. So I think that's the one. I will check with any other grant as well. Purpose I will so the purpose is that this is our company fiscal company code. The calendar year V3 is there. It is already there. April to March with special period. But with this grant financial year variant and splitting rule, it's helped sometime when if the sponsor said that you have to make the reporting according to his year, his calendar years. Like if our is from April to March, but the sponsor is the calendar years, mean from January to December. So in this case, for the reporting purpose, because the sponsor wants reporting according to its calendar, so we select this 0 to 001 sponsor one, and we select what the sponsor has. Like this is the calendar years, mean this is from January to December, so we can select according. So reporting will be then according to sponsor class. But we just select this thing. Z3 April to March. For splitting rule, we go with the. We are assuming that it is with aligned with our. Okay, so you can see that uh, there is no split, no years is coming underneath. So you have to go there, change status. And you can say there are four status coming: proposal, application, awards. So budget and actual posting can only be done when the status is to award. So proposal and application is the phase, different phases. When there's a proposal, you create a grant, but it is in a proposal, you apply for the application. When it is awarded, so before that, you can enter all the data in proposal or application, but once the grant is awarded, then you can come here. At that time, when once the status is changed to award, then you can enter a budget. Otherwise, no posting can be done in these two status. So this thing you have to remember, key thing. So when I press this key OK, you will see the years will come according to the validity. So what we mentioned in the first tab, it just shows like this from 26 to 28. So we have this thing, and just we for the safe side, just to check Z3, I believe it's the Z3, but we open another GM grant. We are just opening any grant. This one. Yeah, it's Z3. Okay, so just for the reference. Okay, billing rule, manual billing. So manual billing has some background. What my knowledge is like, it's it has different use, and one of the important use when it is a pass-through thing. So when pass-through thing we will do, it's mean that there are some, not in pass-through, sorry, IDC. So there are some extra overhead. So we have to recover from the sponsor this thing. So manual billing means that it is not automatically billed. We have to do it manually. So expenses will be parked in some of the account. You have to manually build this additional. Funds group. So again, this is important. So we have to attach one external fund and one internal. So internal, we can add as many as we can, but there should be one external fund because grant is when you are receiving from outside. So one external should be there. So we made already, you can search with this, with the search item, or as we are maintaining this thing, we take from here. So, Amy, did you ever try? I did not get the time that I always attach both of them, the external and internal, and I know that for the past for the IDC and pass through we must have internal fund. So just want to know, internal funding is mandatory for all of the grants?
I'm not sure if it's mandatory, but I add one as best practice of one internal and one external to
External,
each.
yeah. I will test this thing.
And then,
So
yeah, if
we
you do add IDC, you have to pick which is the recovery fund.
Yeah. This we'll see. So for IDC and even the for pass through, yes, for the pass through. So what when we doing this relationship thing, so the system automatically pick this thing, only the internal one. So external
Right,
it is not
right.
getting. So for this it is mandatory. Yeah, you're right. Okay, so we are not doing anything for IDC or costing. It's a separate. We'll do it again. So good for you to understand whole thing again. So this is how we attach one external, one internal fund. Sponsor class. So I mean the new one is not uploaded in this because we just provided later on. So the copied server, the database, in it has the old all the classes, not the new one, unfortunately. But I tested. Maybe you have also tested in UAT if you did, but these were there in UAT. So all the previous ones are there. So we are just attaching two of them. And for the new people, just I will tell you the background. What is that? So these are the GL account as we discussed that the master data. So this is also the third master data. First one is the BP sponsor. Second one is this one we are discussing, and later we will get. And the second one is the funds, and third one is this one, the GL class. So behind this thing, like when we say audit on NM care, it means like behind this these are the GL accounts attached. So they mapped, MMC has mapped these GL account. So one has this, one sponsor class has this GL account, and I provided the GL account, the, where are the list, old sponsor? Yeah. So these are the, all the sponsor class details you can find for the one recovery means that it has these different GL accounts. So you can see that one sponsor class can have a multiple GL account. So you can use any of them according to your requirement, according to what you are following, the convention you are following. So for us, like we just want to see audit. We want to see audit. So audit has fortunately only one, so 2000. So 2000 is this, and here we go. Oh, so these are multiple. You can select any of them. So for 1000, let's see which one I selected. I selected. So again, so these are the sponsor classes, but behind that it is mapped with the GL account. So in FI we call it GL account, but in GM grant management, these are the sponsor classes, and we cannot add. Uh, we don't have the privilege or access to it. If you want to add something, we have to ask MMC and provide the list. So as we did in for the S/4HANA, so these are the old list of the sponsor classes, and this is the new list which we provided to them. So in that after go live, you will find these as well.
So just in terms of adding new ones though, the issue we're facing is there's not a lot of flexibility here. We can only have one set of sponsored classes because only one GL can go against a sponsored class. So we had attempted to make different groupings for different types of budgets, but that didn't work. So we have only one set of sponsored classes that we can use. In the future, though, you could change a GL mapping or you could add a new GL to a current mapping or a new mapping, but you can't have a GL twice.
Yes, yeah, that's the limitation. We cannot have twice. Okay, so okay, we are there. So for the simplicity, we are just adding these two, and the purpose behind the whole theory behind is that the sponsor provided the funds like 100,000, and strictly he mentioned that that these 100,000 should be spent on only these sponsor classes. So that's why we just select these two. Or if it is open, like then the other thing is that you have to select all the sponsor classes. So then whenever you are posting something, entering any expense, it will allow it. Otherwise, what will happen that only GLs related to these sponsor class, you can make a posting. So in this way, you restrict or you are just following the sponsor instruction that only on these heads you can just spend. That's it. So this is a good thing as well that no one can spend any other than this thing. But we have one portion, you can say that IDC that helps like any miscellaneous or other stuff. So you can just use IDC thing. This we cover it in a separate topic. In that you have a scope that 10%, like you will put like 10% of audit. So this is overhead. In that you can justify this thing that these are spending other than this. Okay, so this and one revenue we add. Revenue is the thing like whenever you record that we mentioned, although it has no compulsion, but you initially thought that 100,000 you will get from the sponsor. So whenever you receive whatever the amount, you can record as a revenue, but it should be less than this 100, more than this, but it will not restrict or give any error. So it's just for the information 100,000. But yes, so we added one revenue and two expense. Sponsor objects, there is in budget, we have to select the program as well, otherwise it will give error. So this is the budget, the one we were discussing in the beginning, that sponsor program. So this I was telling you that we just follow the generic one, not we, but I think most of the hospital, the generic one. So for us, Grant, it is program 42, not this one. It's the version, where's the program thing? There's maybe in some other here, the sponsor program. So ending with 42 is the one which we are using, this one. So again, it is for the reporting purpose, nothing more than this. There are different options like capital. You can select according to your. So we are using this one, 42. So in some of the reports, it's on the on the basis of sponsor program. So in that case, you can use different, and uh, it helps you for the reporting purpose. So this is mandatory. Do not do this thing, then you will get the error message. So this is done. So this thing you have to remember, these two are there. So, and we also add a budget for these two expense, because only these two expense we test, so we cannot enter budget for any other. So only these tools are available. So cost sharing is we are not covering now. Overhead cost we are not covering now. So that's it. I hope so. Select this thing again. This is same most of the SAP T codes. When you press this button, it will show you that it's error free or with error. So before posting or saving it, you have a preliminary idea that whether it is correct or not. So just press this thing. Green means always that it's good, nothing we have missed. Although it took so much time, so when we copied this thing, so in 1 minute you can do this thing, but for the first time I have to show you. So now this grant is, we made a grant number this, it is external, and sponsor is this. So these three parameters, just write it down for my information. So we made a grant with this number, and the sponsor is 535, or sponsor is this. So you can add a budget for this thing. External fund, write it 100,000. Now we are going to enter a budget. So we can write 10,000, 90,000. And yes, so grant is this. This will help when we are running a different report, so we remember this is what we made it, rather we just see someone else grant, so it will help. This is sponsor. Sponsor, and is external. And so funds we did not attach. So this is how we create a, now we just do a second thing, that if it is already there, we just want to copy it. So same thing if we just want to copy. So again, press this button, copy it from, just write down any previous grant and press enter. So everything will be copied. Same thing, everything will copied. And if you see, everything will be there. So just save it, it will copy it. So we're not going to do this thing. Do you want to cancel? Yes. Okay, now the third one is, so this is, now we covered the master data for the grant. We saw this, we enter all the things and we are able to save the grants. So means all the master data we have entered is correct. So now the second step is, important step is the IO type. We have to create a IO and attach this IO with this grant. So we have for the IO, the T code is K01. Go to K01. Again, you have option to create a new with Scratch or with the old one. So because cost center, I'm not familiar about the cost center. So I just copy some old one. Otherwise, you can just press the mention the IO type 4100 and press enter. So it will open the dialog box. Oh, so it's the okay. This I have to. So when you mention this, you don't need to. It will no harm to enter, but with the 4100, it automatically knows. So for the new ones who don't know about the IO types, should you say no? I will tell you. So there are three IO types which we are using. 4100 is for specifically for the research, 4200 for the trust, and 4300 for capital IOs. This we cover in the previous training. And 41 is for the research for the grant management, and 42, Amy, can you tell us someone who is using 4200? Any idea?
4200 is trust, so it's a variety of different people. So basically, if someone wants a fund set up that's not capital or research, it's being created with a 4200 fund.
And did you ever use this thing for the research purpose, grant purpose?
So I don't use it for, there's no grants attached to 4200s. I help create these
Yes.
sometimes, but it's the finance team who's maintaining the balances.
Okay, so by definition, if we go like other than research and capital, this can be used if there is some other.
I mean, it would be up to probably finance how they want to use them, but right now it's used
Okay,
as trusts for different funds with restrictions.
all right, okay, thank you. And other than if you are saying there are others types, so these are the hospitals because this list is not specific to MGH, but other hospitals list you can also see. So this I remember that this Scarborough Hospital, they are using 4400 for the operational expense, and same like this thing. So there are a couple of Z also. There are too many. So according to the need, you can ask them to open it. So for grant management, we just restrict to 4100. So that's why I put the reference with the IO number starting with 4100. So press enter. So it copied uh, all the details of the previous one. So functional area, cost center, everything will be there. So what we have to do now, we have to make a IO and attach our grant to it. So we have to change the grant. So now we are attaching our newly created grant. So we are here. And we know the funds also. So we just take the fund. And you can see that 42 is generic. So you will find this for each of the, any of the internal order. So press enter. So this is our grant and this is our funds which we attach to this thing. So just save it and you will get the IO number. So just copy this thing 423. If either you copy from here, click this thing or 420, press this display, it will come at the top. So 423, just copy this thing. So we created a IO number as well. So the new steps, and so sometime you will do your start entering it, you will find the error. You will not figure out why you are getting the error. So because now the new step is entered, or you can say that we have to follow this thing. This is FMD auto. So what happened, like If you don't do it manually, then you have to wait for today and tomorrow it will be available. So it's up to your need that if you want to start entering or posting, so then you have to manually transfer the IO to FM module. So do this thing. We did this thing in couple of times in the previous trainings. We go to this. So what we are doing, we are just transferring IO to FM module because as you know that FM module is a new module came into picture and it is integrated to each of the modules. So we have to transfer all of the IO's GL account, cost center whenever we make it. We manually have to transfer it from their respective module to FM or wait for a day and tomorrow you will find this thing in FM module. So going to the one window, only work on one window. So slash and backs. So we just FMD auto. So you can see for GL account if you create, this is the tab. For call center if you create it, this is the tab. And for the internal order and WBS, you have to select with this. If you created a new WBS, come here, put the WBS and run this thing and this thing as well. So in our case, it's internal order. We have to mention the internal order number. So our is 4100. Put here by default test run is selected. You can press this thing. Green means that it is available to transfer to FM module. Go back, untick and make sure that it is also tick because sometimes we miss this thing, so then it will not happen. Execute means it is done, and if you forgot, you can again check it. But now when it is transferred, if you run this thing, it will show as a red figure because it is not available. But if you want to see that if there's no problem, you can always do like this, allow overwrite. So it shows you that there's no problem in the internal order. It is already transferred. So it is different way to check what is the status. So this one is done. This one is done. This is the additional step for FM module. Now we have to enter a budget. So this is again a master data for GM. First master data is sponsor, funds, class, sponsor class. This is already there. So now the last thing, the last master data is budget. You can say that. So the T code is for external funding. Whenever there's external or GM, we use this. For internal, we already check in previous training it is FMBB. So for internal fund, like in case you want to enter budget for internal fund, you have to use this T code. But in grant, I mean, most this T code serves our purpose. So GM create budget, copy this thing or write this thing, go back /n. Okay. So we are entering a budget, enter this thing, document type, we have G1 for the award, budget for the award, yes. And again, you cannot able to enter a budget if you did not change the status of the budget. What does it mean? I will show it again because this will save your time because this I face so many times. GM grant. So the budget status. Press this edit button. Then you will find this change status. It should be in a award status. It should be in a award status. Otherwise, you will not able to enter budget. Okay. So budget version is always 0. So 0 is consumer budget. And that's it. If you want to write something, you can write. Otherwise, press enter. So there will be a 2 fields coming. one for the GM and other for the FM budget. So we have to enter it FM, then the route is this. From FM, it will go to GM. So upper portion is for GM. Okay. So, but you cannot enter directly because now funds management is activated. So we have to go through this thing. So you can see that these lines, so these lines are depend on the classes we defined in the grant budget. I will use GM grant. Okay. So we go here. No sponsor class, sorry. So these lines are depend on this thing, the revenue one and two expense. So we have to enter in two of the lines. Revenue, we never enter it. So just to tell you that these three lines, 1, 2, 3, are based on these classes which we assigned, sponsor classes we assigned in the grant. So first one is the care thing, and the because of the validity, the system know that okay, this is available for these periods. So you can enter the amount in according to this. So for our example, we are going to enter 10,000 in care. Just for the simplicity was we are entering it for 1 year. And this is the most, I mean, yeah, new thing, or you have to be patient because you have to enter the default values in that. So I copied somewhere. Yeah, I just come here. So these are the default values. So whenever you're entering a budget, you have to enter this thing. So commitment item, we use 299. 299 means that you can use any jail account, although we restricted, but it will help, yeah, in some of the cases, but it's better you can use this 2999. Otherwise, you can just make, to be specific, you can use this one as well. So in this specific case, because this is only GL account, so either you can use this or 2299, it will serve the same purpose. Fund center is FC default. And again, you can change always if you want to change. These are the default values, or you can say that these are the minimum values. You have to enter it to work with the FM modules. So now the funded program, you have to remember in FM, funded program means internal order or WBS. So this thing you have to remember. So you have to put the original or actual IO number. So in our case, the IO number is 4100 series. Come here. Mention it there. Amount we already mentioned. So you enter budget for the first sponsor class. Press this button. It will take up there. You will see zero here now, but once you're done, you can select the second line here or select show all. So it will serve the same thing. Let's see how it looks like show all. So for show all, this is our line. Okay. But if you want to, I will like this because I have to copy paste. I will copy paste from there. So in our example, we are going to put 90,000. So we write 90,000, copy from there. And what I remember, this is only for the budget. You have to enter these default value. Otherwise, system automatically by default pick the values. Okay, so this is again, this is in the FM module. You have to press this thing. It will transfer to the GM module. So see, zero is there. You press this thing. Now it is there. So again, I said that for revenue, there is no need to enter budget and we never enter it. So for the third line, we never add this thing. So to validate, just press this button. If something is missing, you have to check the error. So mostly what happens, you enter it here and you forgot to press this button. So then you get the error. So green means check is complete. You can post it and you will get the number, document number as well. Okay, post. So you will once I click this, the document number will come here. So it's always good to save this number, because when you want to reverse it or in some of the report, this will help. So just copy this number in your file. It will help you later on in some stage. So we enter a budget. This is our budget document number. For internal order, as I mentioned, we don't need it, but in some scenario, you can play around this thing. If you want to make report, then you have to use this. So this is for the grant basic. Now we check the AVC. Like 80%, as I mentioned, that AVC works on the total amount. Why? Just to refresh my memory, because we select this thing, level 4. Level 4 mean on the total, the system will check the budget thing. Means that it is not on the line wise. 80% of 10, like 80% of 10,000 is 8,000. So if I enter 9,000, you're thinking that it will give error. No, it will not. It will give error when it goes beyond 80,000 on the total. But in case if we selected this thing, sponsor, then that could possible, but I think it is not configured in this way. But in our case, it's totally 100,000 and 80% is 80,000. So any amount beyond 80,000, like $81, you will get the warning that the budget is going to be consumed. Just be alert. So now we are just going to enter. So we have these two accounts. We'll see first with some other GL account whether it allows us to enter. So first check is this. Second check is the AVC. So go to FB50. We need only IO number for this. So we are going back to FB50. And this budget, there are certain reports. You can see that different reports. I made a folder here as well. And there are certain report. This is the master report. This is the main report. You can see that you always have to just check. It has a multiple details in that. So /n. So see this entry document number, family document number. I mentioned family document number is when there's more than one line. So system generate a family number. So entry number which we copied, created by is. So it has so many filters. So always for the FM report, this is the main report recommended that you can come here. You can put grant number with the IO number. Funded program means IO number or WBS. Like for the grant number, just we go with the grant number, just see how much funds or budget is available. So it shows only the budget added. So in our case, this is our, these two things we use. So I just want to highlight this thing. Come here. So you can see that these are the two lines we added according to this class sponsor class 10,000 and 10,000. So it only shows the budget you added. It will not show that how much consumed. For the consumed, there are different reports. Like this is standard report overview. Also, I think gives you the details, and this report is also good. Very the standard report. See what it shows. /m. FM area is always this. This is something it will sometimes irritate you because the format is very different. You have to follow this format. In case if you put some other format, it will give you the error, and in error you will find the format. So funded group means again funded means IO. So it is IO based, not. Let's see how it looks like. So budget is there. We can see for IO type this 4100. Description budget is this 60,000. So what does it mean 60,000? How it reach? So it appropriate, I think, proportion wise 60,000. So you have to do some math on this thing, like how it is, because this budget is total is for 1 year we entered at 100,000. So for per month, if we divide by 12, we get this, because we are in May, so April and May, so times 2. So this is how it comes inside. Proportion wise, you are getting get this budget up till May. This is budget is available. Although again repeating that AVC on the total amount, not on this thing. Okay. So it is just for the information, FR, nothing more than this thing. And this report, I think, is I remember this standard report serves a lot us so many times. So grant. This is our grant. 10,000 with them on. Yeah. In this report, right now it looks very simple, but when we go for the actual amounts, this will help you. And especially when it is passed through or indirect costs. So only this report, I believe, give the information. And it at that time it becomes very complex. Right now it looks very simple, one line, and we enter actual, it will all same like this. But once this thing comes like pass through or indirect, then this is the only report I remember. This gives the information, but then it becomes very complex. But this is how the things are. So you have the details there. You can change the layout if you want. Okay, going back. So first of all, I will see how long is the hour. This is coming at 2 o'clock. So at 12 o'clock, we take a short break, and you can tell us how long you want. Like 15 minutes break is okay. Anyone can suggest. So we go for 15 minutes break
That's
at
fine.
12:30. That's fine. Okay. So 12 o'clock we take a short break, 15 minutes break, and you can grab a cup of coffee or water, whatever you want. Okay, so going back.
Ali,
Okay, so
how long
yeah,
it will take after that?
Andre, it's two presentation, two trainings for today's and tomorrow, because half things are discussed in one training and half.
Yeah.
So I just clubbed together because there's no meaning just going again and again. So we go with the schedule. So it will be over today at 2 o'clock. And so the good thing is that most probably 90% of the training will be covered today and only 10% for tomorrow. So tomorrow you have a free time. And maybe today I will cover everything. I don't know. But tomorrow you have a time. So that's the good. So today we just go with the schedule from 10
Okay.
to
Yeah,
2.
got you. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. So now we are just checking two of the things. First, we enter some other GL account other than the sponsor class. And then with the AVC check. So I will close this. Okay. So now we have a base, so I will go much, much, much quicker. FB50, just use today days. Why it is coming 3. Okay. Okay, so let's go sometime it will give you testing. So I am just selecting any random number. Okay, I believe it is not there. So these are the accounts 262000. So 5000 not there. So I'm just entering debit and credit, and amount is for 80% because we have warning at 80%. So I just enter a like For the first one, 10,000, I like 9,000. So you have to select just this text code, and that's it, and the internal order. So remaining things will be automatically picked. So internal order is this. Now press enter. So combination, you see the combination error coming because this is not there in the sponsor class. So that's why we have to remove and go give the actual one. So I'm just purposely selecting this one because we added 10,000 to this thing. So just want to show you that you can still post, and you will not find any error because it is not on AVC is not on the individual line or sponsor class, but on the total. So if I select this thing, so if it is on the line one, then it should give us the warning, but it will not. Okay. So press enter. Just check the account number is same. Yes. So post it. So it is posted. So it will, that's what I want to show you. So 9,000 is already posted. So we have to enter something like more than 80%. So now we enter, like if I enter 80,000 here, then I should receive any so it is more than 80%, so I should receive. So I will use this. Even if I enter and use this GL account and put 90,000, it will not stop me because these two GL account is allowable for entering. So I will take this one. Just mention this T account, any bank account I can mention. So we are taking 80,000. And IO number is, so press enter means done. When you post it, it should give us warning. Overall budget 11,000. So because we exceeded to budget our warning 80%. So in detail, you will also find this detail. So it's AV control that the current budget consumed is 11,000 less than the overall budget 11,000. So we can see that in our example, it's 89,000. So 11,000 is remaining. 100,000 is the total budget. And this is we already actually, so 11,000, that's the warning it is giving. We can say, okay, so just press twice enter button, it will post it. Document is posted. We can run any of the report to see the actual one. So as I mentioned, this report, I think we'll see. Company code is this. I think that's the grant is ending with 452, 452. So here you can see that 10,000, 9,000, then okay. So we entered 9,000 first, the actual amount that is we consumed, and then we enter 80,000. So this is how it looks like. You can see the sponsor class as well. And let's check some other report modify. What this shows /o grant is due. This is for specifically for pass through, but it also shows some details. So 100,000 is our budget, 89,000 actual, and 11,000 is remaining. So these are different reports. You can use it according to your need. Going back to that, so we check the AVC hard stop is 100,000. So once it is used, you cannot enter this more. So this is done. So we check this sponsor class master data, sponsor class in ABC. Now IDC. So, or we can go with the FM budget upload because we just uploaded the budget. So so GM budget. So there's a possibility if you want to upload mass upload budget in GM, you can do this. And so for this, you can create. Let me just copy this thing. FMDAUTO. So first of all, we already have the budget. We will create a new grant and new IO for this to upload this thing. Okay. So we copy. Just we are creating a new grant for the upload purpose. Go back /n GM grant. We are going to copy this thing, press this button. So I think save it. No, we have to activate the budget, otherwise it will not allow us to do this thing. Go there, make a default. Now we can upload the budget, or otherwise it will give the error. So just so you can see that there are two classes. So we will upload this in these classes. So this is a grant number. We'll copy it here for GM upload purpose. And we make a new IO /NKO01. We use the same IO. This is our, so I'm copying this thing. I have to change the grant number. So my grant number is now this. That's it, and save. So I have this 424. So we have the basic data for this, and now we want to upload one thing. So you have to transfer again this thing. So /n, go here, take this order number. So untake this thing, below that. Now it is available in the FM module. So going where this is done. Now we are going to upload the budget /n, mention the T code. First we have to download the file. So our path is let's mention this thing. Download the template. Let's see where it is downloaded. It's always downloaded in some other place. I don't know why. So it is downloaded here. I want to download it here. So with this name, this is the one which I used previously. So we copy paste. So this is our template. Download it will. So it is downloaded. It is downloaded. So an FMG. So this is a template downloaded. So just to give you the idea, it is the same thing what we did for the manual thing. If you remember, first upper portion is the header portion, then we have a GM portion, and the last one is the FM portion in which in FM we add the values and then press the button, it transfer to the GM portion and then we post it. So same on the same, you can say architect. This template is made. So as we already made it, that's for the save, for the purpose of saving time. I just changed the, so grant, I have to mention the new grant number. So this is our grant. Enter. So you have to use this ENTR, not the full spelling, because I spent so much time just getting the error. I mentioned enter it, but in upload file you have to mention the short. Then the date format is also time consuming thing. So this is set, you have to, if you want to upload, take this file and use this date format. So document date is May 1st and valid is from 1st to 28th. And fund, we can use funds, this one. Where is our fund? This one. So these are external fund. Okay, so we always use external fund because we are receiving from outside. Okay, so funds we copy from here. Not this file, where is that file? Funds thing. Let's see the. So enter G1, document type is G1 always, date is 1st May, valid from, funds we updated. Program type generic, 42 ending, as I told you, two classes, the one in the master data, whatever you mentioned, it should be there. So these two will be there. We are entering 600, 400 for, just for the example. Fiscal year 27, distribution key is 1. 1 means that it, I think it equally divided into the month, but it will has no effect on that thing. Commitment items 299, these are the default values, same like this. Everywhere you can use this one. So default value, these FC default and IO number. So IO number in our case is this 424. That's it. So this is FM amount in manual. If you remember, we put FM the amount, then press the button. It will take you to the second level. So this is there. So that's why we enter. So here you can enter more as well. Okay, so save with the final. The file name is with the final. We go back. This is the file. We just copy the path. Okay, so just removing this thing. Now we have to go to the input file. Test run is selected. Let's see. No, you have to enter it. Select the file. File name is final. So this dialog box is mandatory because I remember when I'm doing FM, maybe this dialog box is restricted due to some reason. That's why I'm not able to upload the file, but sometime it restricts. So red means that there is some error. So there are two ways to see the error. Download is successfully. Go at the right side, or error file is already. So you can see this error message, or in the main folder. File should be there, but it is not coming. Okay, so see what is the error is saying that the from date in the line do not match. It should be the from the validity period of the grant. I think so. Okay. Slash and GM grant. So what is our grant? 453 validity period is. Okay. I will take here and see. Okay, so validity period. So validity period document date. I don't think so. Document date is a problem. Is the yes valid from to date. So we entered different date. So if you see, the validity is May 4th to May 4th period. So it should be same. So we have to. That's why I think so. That's the reason. So 2026 is correct. 4th. This is April. So I have to change it with 5 and make it 4. And this is also 5 and 4. So both are May 4, May 4, May 4. And posting date, I don't think so. Let's change it as a save it. So you have to again select this file, final file, open, just run. So it's green means it is good to go. We just go back, execute it. File is, so we have to select again. Select this thing. Done. So we just run the report, any of the report, main report, as I mentioned that this is the FMBB is the report, main report is this. So always check with this report. We know the grant number. Our grant number is this one. Not the grant number with the IO grant, there is grant transfer. So it is there, that's it. So we'll start the next topic after the break. So there's an early break. So 15 minutes break, we'll meet at 12:05. Okay. So we are going for a short break. So 12:05 we'll meet. Thank you. Hi, Asina.